Champion Chump is a Terrytoons Martian Moochers cartoon from 1966. This is directed by Bartsch and Connie Rasinski and written by Larz Bourne. And there is no information about the voice cast on IMDb, so I'm not sure who does the voice of one of the cats, but I will talk about that more in a moment. I didn't like this. I did not like this, and there are two reasons for that. One, the narrative is kind of dull. It's okay, it's not terrible, but we also have the internal monologue of the cat, of our protagonist. And there's nothing wrong with the voice acting itself, but the way it sounds, it's kind of echoey because it's meant to highlight that it's the internal thoughts of the cat rather than speech, and it's really irritating. I found that to be so annoying. So on the one hand, it's kind of boring as a narrative, but watchable. But the voiceover, the internal monologue of the cat is just so irritating that it really annoyed me. This is a story about two mice and two cats. Honestly, I feel like the kitten, this little white kitten, didn't really need to be in this. Didn't really serve a purpose, at least in terms of what I got out of the narrative. But we have our protagonist, the main cat, who wonders what the mice on Mars would be like. And tremendously coincidentally, two mice, our Martian Moochers, come down from space, and the cat spends the cartoon trying to capture them, but of course these are not ordinary rodents. They have abilities that Earth mice don't, and that makes it even more difficult for the cat. And I'll say no more about the specifics or what happens in case you do decide to watch it, but it was creative enough. I think they definitely had some good ideas regarding the characters of the mice and the things that they could do and how that would affect the cat. I think that was okay. The pacing was very slow. It took, I think, more than 2 minutes to actually introduce the mice to the cats. And considering it's only a 6 or 7 minute cartoon, that was a long time to set things up. And then once things did get going, it still wasn't brilliant. It definitely wasn't brilliant even after the fact. So I didn't really enjoy any of this. If we didn't have the internal monologue or the internal voice of the cat, it might not have been as clear what was happening. That being said, I think it probably will have been just as clear. But I think we could have had normal speech between the cat and the kitten. And then that would have given the kitten more of a role because the kitten is there, so the cat has somebody to talk to. It would have made a little bit more sense. I think it would have been more enjoyable, or at least less irritating. So there are definitely specific areas where things could have been improved on. The animation style is fine. I don't completely love it, but there's nothing wrong with it. The animation is absolutely fine. The story is an interesting concept, just unfortunately not very well executed. And then the voice of the cat was just very annoying. As I said, not the voice acting itself, but the way it sounds, it's very echoey and just really not pleasant to listen to. So definitely not perfect. There are only 2 Martian Moochers cartoons, I think. There are only, either there are only 2 or I only have 2 more left to watch. I can't remember which it is, but certainly it's a very small series. I will go into the next one with an open mind. I feel like it has to be better than this one, or at least more interesting. But we'll see. For now though, Champion Chump is not a great cartoon.